I'm Lauren Starr. This is Victoria. This video is an evening time flow, so you can do this sequence at the end of the day. If you want to stretch and do some yoga, we'll include a little breathing in the postures. So Victoria's your model and I'll be the voice that you hear. All you need is your mat or some space on the floor that's about your body length. And once you've got your mat, let yourself lie down on your back and extend your arms over your head. Reach your hands away from your feet and reach your feet away from your hands and stretch the body maybe more than you've done yet today. Now bring your right knee up into your chest. Use both hands to squeeze the knee in. And then lift up your head and try to kiss your knee. And then put the head down and pull your left knee up into your chest. Do the second leg. Squeeze the knee in, lift your head up, try to touch the knee. Stretch through the lower back. And then you can do the first side one more time. Grab your knee, pull it in towards your chest. And for the last time, do the second side. Now, before we continue with the stretches, let's take a moment and get the breath going. You can put your feet on the floor so your knees are bent and take your feet a little bit wider than your hips so the knees are allowed to knock in towards one another. Victoria's knees touch easily. For some people, the knees won't touch, but it doesn't really matter. You just want to relax the legs in some way. Put your hands on your belly or the lowest part of the ribs. You want to be able to feel the stomach and the rib cage expand into your hands. I'll count out loud 10 deep breaths. Before we start the breathing, notice your back on the floor. Try to relax your back. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Again, inhale. Allow the body to start to relax. Slow down. Number 4. Inhale. Exhale. Number 5. 6, 7. As the body starts to slow down, the mind starts to slow down. Inhale. Start to take your attention into this most basic function of the human body, the respiratory function, the inhale. Become aware of it. Last time, inhale, exhale. Now for the next few poses for the rest of the sequence, when I remind you to breathe, I'm talking about that type of breathing. Let's have you take your hands behind your right knee and pull the right knee into the chest, but have your hands underneath the knee. Keep your hands there, and without moving the hip or the arms, just extend that right leg and bend it 5 times. So straighten the leg. No, you can keep holding on under the knee and just straighten the foot up to the ceiling. And then bend it. And do that again. Inhale, stretch your leg. Again, bend and straighten. And do it twice more, straightening out through the leg to stretch the back of the leg, and some of you will feel it in the low back. And then do the same thing on the other leg. Put your hands behind your knee, second side. Keep the hip where it is, keep the legs where they are. The hands where they are, I meant to say, and just straighten out your leg. 5 slow stretches, bend and straighten. 4, 3, 2. One more time, stretch the leg. And then put both feet on the floor. Take the arms open into the shape of the letter T along the floor. And without moving your feet very much, I should say first take the feet together. Take the feet together. Without moving the feet very much, let the knees go left to right, real easy side to side. That should help to release tension in the gluteus, the low back, the hips. And you can do that several times. Just rock the knees side to side. Notice the hips also moving side to side. Now go ahead and put your feet on the floor, this time with the feet as wide as the hips. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips and spine up about halfway. So we'll call this a half bridge. Notice the muscles you're using in your hips, your thighs, your glutes. And then exhale, put the spine and the hips back to the mat. We'll do that twice more. Half bridge, lift your hips, lift your spine. Notice the pressure of the feet on the floor. Exhale, release the spine. Again, inhale to half bridge. Notice the pressure in the shoulders, the back of the head on the floor. Exhale, release the hips and the spine. Now take both hands underneath both knees at the same time and start to roll along your spine. So you come up to a seated pose and back down maybe 4 or 5 times. Assuming this doesn't hurt your spine, it's really good for the spine. Gives you a little massage, helps to work out tension in the back. It's also good for the abdominal muscles. All right, now once you get up for the 4th or 5th time, come onto your hands and knees. And we'll work into a few cat-cow tilts. These are good any time of day, morning, noon, night. Inhale, take the cow pose. Exhale, head to tailbone. And do it again. Inhale, lift your chest, your chin. Exhale, head to tailbone, round your spine. Keep it going. Inhale. Exhale, don't stop. You'll notice as you start to move like this, the rhythm of the movement and the breath calls your attention. And ideally, we want the rhythm of the movement and breath to call our attention more than our thoughts, more than our plans, more than our erratic, chaotic mind. Keep tuning into the rhythm of the movement and the rhythm of the breath. And let anything on your mind go to the back burner. You can think about it later. On your next exhalation, let's have you come into downward facing dog. Lift up your hips and bend your knees one after the other as if you were walking slowly, stretching one back of leg, other back of leg. Do that a few more times. Bend one knee and then the other. And then just hold the pose without moving if you can for 5 breaths. This is such a good pose to stretch the back, the shoulders, and the backs of the legs. And if you've been standing or sitting most of the day, this is an excellent pose to get the head below the heart. What we say in yoga is we get fresh blood to the head, fresh blood to the face, and most importantly, fresh blood to the brain. Take another full breath in. And when you exhale, take your feet together. Excuse me. Lift up your right leg. And point and flex your right foot a few times. If this is too much for your arms, your shoulders, or your wrists, you can always do it with the opposite knee on the floor. Now change legs. Lift the foot up as high as you can. Point and flex your foot. And then we'll do it one more time on each side. Lift the first leg again. This time, bend your top knee and stack your hip up on top of the other one. So you stretch the hips. Try to straighten your standing leg. It's not easy. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So change your legs, raise the second side. Bend the top knee and stack the hip on top of the bottom hip. All right, now you can come out of this pose into a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Extend your legs forward and sit up as tall as you can through your spine. So you can see Victoria's body's in the shape, well, I'd say it's a letter L, but more like a 90-degree angle at the hips. Now pick up your right knee so the right foot is on the floor and sit up as tall as you can. Really take a moment and lift the spine tall. Now, assuming it's your right knee that's bent, take your right hand behind you and your left hand to your right knee and twist behind you. Now, anytime we're doing a twist, you want to focus on the lengthening of the spine. And whether it's morning, noon, or night, you want to focus on the lengthening of the spine. See if you can twist a little bit more. And then slowly change sides, extend the right leg. Bend the left knee, sit up tall. That's a really important part of the pose. Lengthen your spine. Assuming the left knee is bent, put your left hand behind you. Right hand on the knee to help your twist. See if you can get a little taller through the spine. And remember that slow, deep breathing. Come back to center. Keep your legs extended and then slowly reach your hands for your feet. Stretch towards the feet. Now you can see that Victoria reaches her ankles, so that's ideal, touching the ankles or the feet. But if you don't go as far as her, no problem. Just go as far as you can. In this pose, we emphasize the exhale. Most forward bends like this one, we emphasize the exhale to help us go a little bit deeper into the pose. I'm going to count out loud another 8 breaths. Send your chest forward. Stretch your back, stretch the backs of the legs. And if this hurts you, if it creates pain or makes you wince, bend your knees a little bit. 7 breaths. 6. 5. 4. Lengthen your exhale to go a little deeper every time. Last 2 breaths. Go as low as you can. All right, now come out of the pose and lie on your back. Extend your arms over your head like we did in the beginning and stretch your whole body. Stretch any tension from the day out of the body. Let your mind focus on the physical sensations of the body instead of thoughts and plans, problems. And we'll just take another couple poses and then we'll be done with our sequence. Put your feet on the floor like you did before. This time we'll take full bridges and then we'll include the arms. So start with your arms by the sides. When you inhale, lift your hips, your spine, and your arms up overhead. And when you exhale, take the hips, spine, and arms to the floor. Real smooth. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your attention on your breathing, your posture. Inhale. Let that rhythm take your attention. Don't be distracted. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it moving. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lots of trucks going down my street today. Exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. All right, now put the legs into a diamond shape, Baddha Konasana. And just take a few breaths here. Let the hips open, let the knees go down to the floor. Let the whole body relax. We're not quite finished, but this is a moment to catch your breath. Take another breath in and out. And then we'll finish with a hip stretch. Put your feet on the floor and cross your right ankle over your left knee. This is called reclining half pigeon. And in this pose, you can feel for yourself. If you already have a stretch in the right hip, then you can stay there. But if you need it to be more intense, put your hands behind your left thigh. Pull the left leg towards you and stretch the right hip. Just take another couple breaths there before we do the other side. If you can go a little deeper, go ahead. Get your money's worth out of the stretch. We do so much with our hips all day, whether we're sitting, bending, standing, walking, running. Really important at the end of the day to release any excess tension in the hips. Do the other side now. Put your feet on the floor. Left ankle crosses right knee. You might already feel it here in your left hip. If you do, you can stay. Or put your hands behind the right thigh and make it more intense by pulling your right leg towards you and pressing your left knee away from you. Remember the breathing we did in the beginning. Stay with it. Anytime you notice yourself moving away from the breath, like if you forget about it, just come back to it. And then you can finish this pose, extend your legs down the mat, take the arms overhead one last time. Stretch the body long. And come up to your seated position, cross your legs to finish. And those of you that practice meditation, this is a great time to do it after you've stretched the body, done some breathing. It's a really nice time to meditate. But whether or not you'll follow this posture sequence with meditation is up to you. For now, just take the hands to prayer position. Scan your body. Notice the length in the spine. Notice the relaxed facial muscles. Take a deep breath in and out. And appreciate your body for all it can do. Namaste.